This is an ambitious goal to create a whole new kind of car with sales to rival any luxury sedan and do it in the next 18 months.
We created Tesla to make a difference in the world. Our goal here with the Model S was to create not the best electric car, but actually the best car of any kind. Model X gives you functionality, style, and performance. There's no other car like this. An electric car is not almost as good as a gasoline car. It's way better. What is the Model S really all about? It's about breaking a spell.
Hey everyone, I'm Franz. Welcome to Fremont, end of line. That's kind of bittersweet in a way. I started my journey at Tesla 18 years ago, and day one we began Model S. Fast forward to standing on this same bamboo floor 14 years ago to hand over the very first deliveries. And we're about to do the same thing for the very last deliveries. Basically handing off something great, making way for something greater. We wanted to talk a little bit about our journey, and who better to do that than Elon. So we could get Elon on the stage, and he's going to join with Lars and Hrushi, go back in time and have a little chat. So come on up, Elon.
This is obviously a bittersweet moment where we're handing over the last of the Model S and Model X vehicles that we've produced. And these vehicles really are what made Tesla into a great car company and profoundly changed what people's perception of an electric car was. I mean, people used to think electric cars were slow, low range, undesirable, really kind of like
golf carts.
Yeah. Glorified golf carts that were not fun, didn't look good. It was like wearing a hair shirt, basically.
You kind of had to give up a little bit of your soul to be in an environmentally friendly vehicle, you know?
Yeah. So really the profound thing that the Model S especially showed was that an electric car could actually be the best car of any kind, period. I'd say that's the thing that's really most important about it. It was breaking the perception that electric cars are worse than other cars, and showing that actually, if you design it right, with the incredibly talented Tesla team, that you can actually make an electric car be better than any gasoline car. And as a result, Model S won not just Motor Trend Car of the Year, but I think best car ever, I think.
Yeah.
And then we followed that up with the Model X, which was the Fabergé, I call it the Fabergé egg of cars. It was somewhat of an exercise in hubris, frankly, but an incredible vehicle. With so many there's so many small special things about the Model X that probably most people who buy the car don't even realize exist. And I'll tell you something like why, maybe at a fundamental level, why the Model S and Model X succeeded, which is that those cars were designed with love.
Absolutely.
They really were. Every part of it, inside and outside, every detail, even things people couldn't see, probably most people would not even experience or often not know existed. We put it there because we loved the product. And I think that's at the heart of any great product. If the people making it genuinely love that product, just like if when you genuinely love your kids, you care about things
in a different way.
Yeah, you do. You do. It's not like a spreadsheet thing. You do things to make the product amazing because you love it. And even if people don't even see all of those things, they feel a lot of those things, and that's what translates to people wanting the product. That would be my advice for people out there who are making products or providing services, is do something that you truly love, and your customers will feel that love.
You guys all feel that. We feel it from all of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think, Elon, when you look at our employees, right, for our Fremont, Giga Nevada, these employees are playing a big role. And what Tesla Fremont did, right, I was telling Elon a story that I was there in December 2015, 31st of December, I was right there, and we factory gated 500 Model X's, and I was like, wow, we were celebrating like crazy, and now we built in 6 hours those many cars. And this is laying a foundation for Tesla's future. all the global manufacturing, all the manufacturing sites. So just want to say thank you to all the employees, all our suppliers. Thank you guys, thank you.
Nobody thought we could do it, right? There were so many naysayers back in the day, but we actually ended up kind of creating a script of what we take for granted in vehicles today. And if you look at this list, you know, I think in a weird sort of way, that's what everybody's copied us. But Model S and Model X really started and innovated and created every one of these things on this list. And the automotive industry wouldn't be what it is today without that. I think we take a lot of this for granted.
Yeah, I mean, we actually started out designing the Model S in the back of the SpaceX factory.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a design studio.
Or an engineering center or anything.
Well, we did have,
we had San Carlos.
We had some of the engineering team, but pretty small team, to say the least. You know, and then Franz joined as head of design. It's been a pleasure working for you all this time.
Thank you for the inspiration.
Of course, you, Lars, and
Thanks.
Rishi, and everyone, and the whole Tesla team. It's an honor to work with such a talented group. But it's worth just reminiscing a little bit about how it started out.
Yeah, I mean, those early days in the back corner of SpaceX, and the tent.
The tent.
You know, we didn't even have a design studio. We were on a floor like this, falling off, and we would push the clay model of Model S through SpaceX factory every Friday and push it outside so we could evaluate it with Elon. And right on Jack Northrop Drive, every car that driving by could see what we were doing, but, nobody cared. It was like garage band playing in Wembley Stadium at that point. We were like taking on the world with this amazing idea, but nobody really believed in us. And
the Model S was actually the first car we really made ourselves, because with the original Roadster, Lotus did the non-powertrain portion of the car, and at Tesla we designed and built the drivetrain and the battery pack, the charger and basically the electrical stuff, but we didn't build the rest of the car. That was done by Lotus. Right. So, frankly, if people ask me what are the chances of success of, a company that's never built a car before, building a car that would be Car of the Year by Motor Trend, which is generally like kind of the Academy Awards of cars, I'd say it's pretty unlikely, but we're going to try. We're going to try to build something. And we really just tried to build a car that we thought would be awesome.
Yeah. The car that we all wanted.
Yeah, there weren't any market surveys or anything.
It was just us judging. It's is this a good idea? Should we do this? Should we do air suspension? Sure, let's do it. What would you want in the car?
Yeah, what would we want in a car? Giant touchscreens didn't exist in cars.
No iPad either at the time. Remember?
Yeah, we had to basically use stuff that was meant for laptops and notepads and stuff. And then there wasn't any software, so we had to write the software to make the touchscreen work. It was pretty wild.
But now, almost every car has one.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal now. It was just extremely.
Model S just started that, right? It was the beginning, and now everyone just thinks it is commonplace.
Yeah, and I actually drove my brother's founder Model S, one of the first 20 or so that we built.
2012, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, wait, it's actually probably going to have all sorts of issues, but it drives pretty well.
Yeah, I drove mine 2012 here today.
Yeah.
Nostalgia. It was it's a great car back then. It's still a great car now.
Yeah, and a lot of that's pioneered by over-the-air updates. It didn't exist. The car gets better with time. And so those older cars are better today than they were when we first delivered them.
So yeah, it was really a ton of stuff that we did here. And yeah, we kept improving it over time. Yet, I mean, today's Model S and X have 40% fewer parts than the original. Only 3% of the parts that are currently in a Model S and X are
what we started with.
What we started with. So we changed 97% of the parts over the past 14 years. And obviously made huge improvements with self-driving.
Yeah. Self-driving too?
Yeah.
And
originally didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, that's the one bad part about driving the 2012.
Yeah, you actually have to drive yourself. You're this is crazy. What, I have to drive? This is nuts. Yeah, I mean, there were almost no electric cars available in the world when Model S was in production.
Yeah, it was something less than 0.1% of the total sales. It's crazy now. Last quarter was 17%. So without Model S and an X showing the world that it could be done, none of the other companies would have done it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, many times we were told Model S is first of all, it's impossible to build a long-range, compelling electric car, and then secondly, even if you did build it, nobody would buy it.
Yeah.
I was told that relentlessly.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess we'll find out, you know.
And we just kept saying, but if we make a great car, they'll want to buy it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the people love gasoline so much, they would never plug in a car. I'm like, I don't know. People don't put gasoline in their cell phones, so seem to like cell phones.
A little gas-powered cell phone.
Yeah. So.
But we did the same thing with lithium-ion, right? Like.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there were so many things that had to happen where like the lithium-ion battery output that we needed was like more than existed for cell phones. So we had to convince suppliers to build a lot more lithium-ion than they thought would possibly be ever used, and they did. So
the factory in Reno basically doubled the volume of lithium-ion batteries out there.
yeah.
We also like improved our powertrain also a lot. So really want to shout out to all our powertrain engineering teams and powertrain teams. Like we have the fastest car because of that and where we are on our drive unit and where we got with our battery, right? So really good work from our powertrain teams also. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. But I think that set the foundation for like what we do with energy stuff, supercharging, even Optimus, like having a lithium-ion battery that can do that stuff. Really started with Model S, and now it's commonplace that everybody thinks everything should be electric. So it's pretty awesome. And it set, as we said before, Elon, it set the foundation for autonomy. Hardware 1, remember Hardware 1? We launched it in Model S and Hardware 2, and then now it drives itself wherever you go.
Now, for example, in Norway, the vast majority of cars sold are electric.
It's like, yeah,
I think China is almost half, or something like half, of
Pretty
the cars
close, yeah.
that new cars produced are electric.
yeah.
So,
Thank you, Norway and China.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, basically Model S and then Model X were really what kickstarted the electric car revolution and made it mainstream.
And we moved that into the autonomy. Now we just started Cybercab production next week, or like a couple weeks ago, I guess. And it's like without S and X, that future would have never been possible. And speaking of efficiency, that is the most efficient EV that has ever been certified and built. So it's 165 watt-hours a mile, which was like half of what we started Model S with. It's kind of crazy to think we've gotten that far over the time.
Yeah, Cybercab is going to be next level.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really will be. People don't understand. That car is going to be, a lot. It's going to be everywhere, basically.
But we're standing here at the end of line of what was S and X and will now be Optimus.
Right.
So next time you come back and stand in this place full of robots.
Yeah, I guess we'll be maybe handing over some of the first Optimus.
Handing over the first Optimus
Optimi-
right here, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Optimus will just hand itself over, I
There
guess.
you go, yeah.
Means I was thinking about, Elon, if you look at Fremont factory, right, we built the most number of cars in any automotive factory for last 4 years in a row. I think sometime probably end of next year we'll be building the most number of bots ever built on the Western Hemisphere of the world, So definitely it's going to be exciting, amazing, abundance future. So.
Fremont's always been that way for us. It's always been like the first to kind of build a product and get it out there and then scale. And it's going to do the same thing with Optimus. We see some of the lines here that we're actually building at our automation groups in Germany and Toronto and the Midwest. Like these are real pictures. They are coming. It is coming very, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, Optimus is going to be, my prediction is Optimus will be the biggest product ever of any kind. We're making way for Optimus, sunsetting S and X for something very big, like I said, biggest product ever, which will be Optimus.
Yeah, it's, S and X are super great products, and we're just making room for an even greater product, which is going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, people are probably wondering, hey, well, why are you sunsetting this incredible product? It's like,
we got a better one.
What's wrong with you? Type of thing. Well, the reason is that the future is very much autonomous. So Model S and X have had an incredible run, but all good things must come to an end. I do think the value of used S and X's will be very high in the future. But the future is very much autonomous. The future, it's going to be fairly unusual for people to drive themselves around. And over time, I think the vast majority of cars will not have a steering wheel or pedals.
Right.
Driving a car will be kind of like, riding a horse today, which is like people do ride horses, of course, but usually not to work, you know.
Yeah, in a way, you know, SNX, you know, we pioneered designing, engineering, and manufacturing the electric vehicle. We pioneered that. Those cars did that. And now we're pioneering, designing, engineering the best robots. So we're just continuing that idea into the world of autonomy. So I think we just wanted to, Harushi started it, we wanted to say thank you to all of you, all of our customers, suppliers, people that come and work hard every day for Tesla. None of this happens without combined effort from everybody, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Thank you.
So thank you. You know, I would say my heart goes out to you, but I got into trouble for that last time.
Thank you guys.
So, but yeah, heartfelt thank you to our customers out there, to all the Tesla employees that work so hard to make the Model S and X, to our suppliers, and everyone who believed in us. Thank you very much.
No, thanks. Should we give some cars away?
And
some cars?
So to commemorate that, we designed a special version of S and X, very limited, and we're gonna deliver some cars right now. You'll notice it's an updated version of the original Signature Red, same white interior, and just has all the best features. It's the best version of the best car.
Yeah, I used to always, when friends would ask me, when's the best Model S coming? I was like, oh, you have to wait till tomorrow because it'll be better tomorrow than it is today. There is no tomorrow. So this is the best.
All right, so should we hand over the cars?
Let's
do it.
Deliver some cars.
All right.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone.
Get a picture.
Thank you all for coming, and you know, to everyone out there watching and everyone here, thanks immensely for your support of Tesla over the years. We wouldn't be here without you. So you have a heartfelt appreciation for your support, and the future is going to be extremely exciting. You know, we've got a lot of really cool products that we haven't talked about yet, but that are coming out, and I think people are going to be really excited for the next book. I'd say not even chapter, but book of Tesla. It's going to be incredible. So thank you.